called like as a generalist in case of a specialist after giving so many years to that profession. Is this same happening in the case of sports law? Because from one day to T20 and other IPL have many things have been changed.
Yeah. So I can relate to your question. Uh, yes, to some extent the things change, but the basics always remain the same. So as a law student or as a member of the legal fraternity, you are supposed to know certain basic things, whether it be the basics of a contract or the basic the pillars of the constitution. Other than those, the industry specific information, like if you go 10 years down the road, sports law was only limited to player contracts, but now it has not 10 years, around 20, 30 years, but now it has been divided into endorsement contracts. NFTs have come into place. There's private investment in sports. So yes, you need to keep yourself updating from day to day, but at the same time, you need to ensure that while you are keeping yourself updated, you must be clear with the fundamentals of all the basic laws that will be playing a key role in your career.
Sir, I have a follow-up question with the same. There are number of sports like cricket, football, basketball, rugby, number of games. If someone is having some experiences in I have in future, I have a experience of 5 years in dealing with some endorsement law, endorsements contracts in case of cricket, and later on I am handling a sphere of a group or team of a football club. So how the same will be difficult for the other parties, like for the clubs, to understand my capability, or they undermine me because I have not too much experience in that required area. Maybe I have some experience in sports law as well, but they didn't get that much. They
Okay,
look me at as a fresher.
right.
Is this
Uh,
right?
uh, well, if you go into any industry, you are supposed to know the specific of that industry, but it won't undermine you. See, for example, last year I was working with a baseball focused startup in Hyderabad. They are launching India's first baseball league in most probably next year. So nobody in India knows much about baseball. But yes, before, since you said that you might be shifting to another industry, so you will read upon it. And in the sports industry, the best thing is you will never be working alone. Even if you are the only person in the legal team, you will be assisted by other members of that sports body or sports organization. So you will always know either the minute details of a sport or anything that would play a key role in negotiating any contract or into formulating any policy. So you won't face such issue in a normal scenario. You will always be supported. You will always be educated on that front. So you can like remove that fear from yourself.
Thank you for answering the question, sir.
Sure, no problem. Yes, sir.
Also, I have a question. First question is, what do we need to like? Can you just tell us the tips or something which we need to be aware so we don't get into any kind of, we can keep ourselves away from being in a situation where we are not a victim or something of a fraud or something of online gaming.
Okay. So like I have a responsive question. So do you want me to know how should you do it or what are you supposed to know?
Uh, how?
How? So uh, like this is a very basic thing, like because in India, mistake of fact might be a defense, but mistake of law is not a defense. So going by that principle, you are supposed to know the law. And even if you're not a law student or a member of the legal fraternity, you read news. So at least if you have a basic idea, like unfortunately today, online gambling, online sports, and even rummy, despite being despite various judgment, it is considered as a taboo in the Indian society. But if you read newspapers, or if you see news debates, or even if you read at least one article a month of an area that you are interested in, you will be updated and you'll know that what am I supposed to do, what am I should I abstain from doing, so that you do not fall into any traps or any fraud or anything that might harm you. So it totally depends on your convenient mode of taking information, because in the since we are living in a scenario where information is everything. So if you have the information, you'll be safe, and there are multiple ways of getting that information. I hope this is what you were looking for.
And also about the I just wanted another and about the tips like you want to be aware. It will be the same as we follow for certain